Hey, welcome back to Keep It Simple, Stuman. Thank you for joining us. I have some quick tips today about how to deal with parents who are a little bit upset with you. But before we get to that, I want to make sure that you know how to see this channel more often. You subscribe is definitely the best way. Click notifications. So there's a little bell down here. Click on that, which means you'll get a notification on your phone or your tablet or your computer when we ever repost new content. But if you would also share the video and like the video, it helps us reach a larger audience and help people do great youth ministry, be more successful and more intentional for the long haul. So if you do that, that would be great. And let's get to the point of the video. All right, so in youth ministry, one of the hardest parts we ever deal with is not the kids. The kids, most of us are pretty good at. It's the parents, right? Because a lot of us aren't old enough to have teenage kids. Some of us don't have kids at all, so it's difficult. We can't always relate. And we have to admit that we have different agendas. We're trying to disciple, raise authentic followers of Jesus, and they're just trying to get their kids through high school, right? And so sometimes we have competing agendas, so inevitably there will be tension and there'll be clashes. You'll do something or say something or not do something or not say something that's gonna tick off a parent. It's gonna happen. It's gonna happen more than once, but you need to know how to deal with it in a way that furthers the ministry, maintains relationship, and actually eventually creates more trust. So I got 4 tips for you from when a parent is upset with you. So let's get to number 1. First thing is take the first step. If you realize that you've done something wrong or said something wrong, or you hear from someone who heard from someone else that a parent's upset with you, be the person to make the first phone call. It's hard, you're gonna feel gross and nauseous to do it, but make the first step. This happened to me just recently. I had a parent who someone told me that someone told them that they were upset that I didn't communicate in a certain way, and it was totally my bad. And I knew that I wanted to maintain relationship with the student and with the parent, and so I made the first phone call. I left a voicemail. I didn't want to do it. I didn't want to admit that I was wrong, but I did it because it was the right thing to do. I made the first step toward them, and they called me back, and now we're okay. The second thing is really 2 pieces. One is clarify and connect. First is clarify the issue. Meaning this, that make sure that they didn't misunderstand you, you're not misunderstanding them, right? So make sure that we are really having an issue over what we're really having an issue over. And the second part is connect to the core problem. Connect to why they have an issue with what you did or said or whatever the problem is. So connect to their heart for their student and help them connect to your heart for their student. The third thing is this, don't compromise your values. Sometimes you're going to have a parent be upset with something that you've programmed or a core value of your ministry. Let me give you an example. We have a mission trip coming up this summer, and part of the process for the mission trip is our students writing letters to potential supporters for prayer and financial support. It's part of the process of helping them clarify why they want to go on the trip, and then also they follow up after, communicating what God did. And it's a core part of both the preparation and debrief process of the trip, maybe the most important part other than the actual 7 days itself. And it is a non-negotiable. Like literally, if a parent came to me and said, I don't want to write the letters, I would say, then your kid can't go. So that's a hill I'm willing to die on because I know how valuable that process is. I'm willing to make concessions within that process, but the kid's got to do it. And so I want to make sure that I don't compromise my values just to please a parent. Sometimes it can be intimidating as a youth worker to be face-to-face with a parent who's upset with you. That can be scary, but don't compromise your values. But also, I would say this too, don't pick a hill to die on that you don't need to, right? Like a kid, has got holy jeans on, and you think that kids should dress nice to come to youth group. That's not a hill you want to die on. Don't pick a silly hill to die on, or a silly value to not compromise. Make sure it's a value worth not compromising. And the fourth thing is this: we do not learn a whole lot of good things about life from King Saul. But in 1 Samuel 31, in his final battle, he realizes that things are over and he actually falls on his own sword. And it's become kind of a sort of phrase about falling on your own sword. And what it means is this, is sometimes you're going to have to just apologize and fall on your sword and admit wrongdoing, even if you're not totally wrong, even if in the back of your head you think, well, I did this right, or I would do it the same way again. You maybe just have to apologize just to smooth the situation over, just to maintain relationship, and just to show some humility. And humility is the biggest part of it with parents, is if they think that you are arrogant and snobby and they're not listening, then they're not going to trust you. And so sometimes you have to fall on your own sword, and it's a painful process. But in the end, it wields something so much greater. It's gonna bring trust and understanding, and that relationship is gonna be that much stronger going forward. So parents are difficult, right? And they're gonna keep being difficult. That never goes away. But maintain those relationships and furthering that trust between you and the parent, or you and a small group leader and the parent, or however it works out, is so worth it in the end, because it enables you to speak into the lives of students, which is what we're here to do in the end, right? So let me go over those 4 things again. First, take the first step. Be the first person, be the big person to go toward them. Second, clarify and connect. Make sure you know what you're talking about, make sure you know what the issue is, and connect your hearts for those kids. Third, don't compromise values. Don't roll over if it's something that's really important. And 4, sometimes you need to fall on your sword. Sometimes you just say, you know what, I'm sorry, this is my bad, I took total responsibility, and that can smooth things over and find peace very quickly. So hopefully those are helpful for you. Again, subscribe, like, comment, share, so we can help even more people. This is Keep It Simple Stuman. I'm Brad. Have a great week. Bye.